Okay, so hello everyone. Myself Rahul, Professor Rahul Diwate. I'm assistant professor and from Department of Computer Engineering, AISSMS IoT Institute. Today's topic for discussion is the security in distributed system. Okay, so as we know that there are several security measures which are required in any distributed system network. Okay, so we will discuss it one by one. The first one is the confidentiality. So secure data that must be not be accessible by any unauthorized person. So it means the confidentiality is giving the guarantees that data has not been disclosed to an unauthorized party. Okay, and the integrity is a guarantee that the data has not been modified from the original state by an any unauthorized party. Okay, the second one is the integrity. So integrity here is it is in terms of data that the data consistency should never be compromised. All modification that must be done via any authorized means only. Okay, so the second thing is again in data integrity is the maintenance of and the assurance of the accuracy and the consistency of the data over its entire life cycle. Okay, and it is very critical aspects to the design, implementation and usage of any system which is stored that data, process that data, or you can retrieve that data. The third one is the authentication. So authentication is the identity of the person by performing any secure transaction that must be established beyond doubt. Okay, so authentication it means just we are giving we can say the authentication to that particular user for accessing any kind of data. Okay, so there are three main types of authentication in any distributed system. So message context authentication, origin authentication, and general identity authentication. Okay, so the authentication that protocols failures are addresses, and the authentication framework is provided for these three types of authentication. So as of we can provide authentication for three types in three types. So first one is the message content, second is the message origin, and third is the general identity. Then fourth one is the authorization. So the user action that must be consistent with what that particular user he or she is authorized to do. Okay, so it means we are giving the privileges to or authorization to that particular user for accessing any particular type of part or particular type of operations. So either it is to uh, provide storage purpose or provide any particular execution of process or provide for retrieving any data or for storing of that data. Next one is the non-repetition. So it is the originator of the communication that must be made accountable. Okay, so it will be performed by using the identity and or the other privileges attributes of any distributed object, the security authorization and the access control that are provided. The distributed system basically security services can be implemented by security technologies and the security mechanism. And the last one is the availability. So availability is basically means there that the probability that the system is operational at a given time. So it must be available, we can say in terms of 24 by 7, it must be available to the users. And that is the amount of time is a device is actually operating as a percentage of total time it should be operating. And the availability that features allows the system to stay operational even the faults do occur. Okay, so it means so whatever the user's data is available at a particular we can say the location, that must be accessible to that particular user whenever they need them. And based on that there are several mechanisms also were introduced for meet these security requirements. So the very first thing is the encryption, second is the signature, and the third one is the hashing. Okay, so what is meant by the encryption? So that encryption implements the secure data channel so that the information is not leaked out or to be stolen by the outsider. So it must be, we can say it is a kept separate and which is not easily interruptible or easily accessible to the normal or different users. Second one is the signature. So signature is basically the digital signature that provides the authentication and the non-repudiation and protect the integrity of that data. So we know in integrity also there are two types of integrity. Okay, integrity for the confidentiality and integrity for the data. So that signature, digital signature provides the authentication for that particular data. And third one is the hashing. That hashing is basically the checksum or the hash function that maintains the data integrity and the support authentication. Okay, so there are various algorithms which are implement for each of these mechanism. So this mechanism that are collectively implement the security services offered to client. So the basic example, either we can provide the secured services or the SSL, that is a secure socket layer for confidential transaction, and the secure shell for remote login to your computer. Okay, so this is basically the different risk for the security and for providing the mechanism to that part of security. Okay, so that's it. This is the basic introductory part for securities in distributed system. So thank you. So we will meet in next video.